that CT side here. And it will just be MSL teasing Banana at this stage. He's already seen quite a few. And the confidence in this guy, we saw it in the last game, sometimes working against him. More than happy to stay here as well, but he's going to be pushed off.
Just a bit too much. I don't think he was expecting that. Now the call really should be coming in, and it does. They're really quick. They know 3 people are there. That's a lot of information. So just push into A and get the bomb down. And smart play from Dignitas right here. Might not have actually been worth it for Faze to do all of that. But Rain will pick up a kill on Kirby here. It's still a 3 versus 4. Sorry, Fox running in, but not quite checking the corner. Ends up trying Rain to follow. Jacob is down. Tensky getting 3 out of those kills. And it will be Dignitas to pick up the first round. I mean, it's well worth it to sacrifice 1 player at Banana to know that there are 3 people there.
Yeah, and even with Dignitas making that move, you know, so the retake completely fall on its face from Faze there as well. And, yeah, I don't know. Obviously definitely caught. Yeah, corners maybe not being checked, perhaps just a little bit nervous or just pushing themselves a bit too much. But anyway, that's going to be that one to Dignitas. So they come in with 2 AKs, a P90, a UMP, and of course, another SMG there for MSL, who will be sitting back at A here for the most part. Smoke just go down, but AZ will prize it.
Yeah, I mean, probably worth it. See if he could just dink someone through the smoke. Isn't worth it, I think, for Config on the other side to do too much of that. Why not just keep everyone alive and stay healthy at this point in time? Good smoke going to be coming up just to put a little bit of pressure on the Faze team, but I hope eventually Dignitas will. Maybe if they want to, they can use MSL as sort of a diversion. He's got the MP7, not a big loss if he dies with it, and they kind of are doing that here, so that's all right. But either like this or going into the B-bomb site.
All right, well now that Rain is going to be rotating through the smoke. Actually does clear, so maybe not such fortuitous timing there as Jacob and Fox are going to be able to lock it on down. Just 13 points of health for the man, but he's managed to hold back the tides for the moment. But Kirby will, again, be bringing in that second wave, and he catches Jacob out of position. But very, very quickly, Rain and AZ were on that site there as well. I mean, it's funny, that first smoke thrown towards CT, no attempt really for Dignitas to renew that one, or maybe they couldn't as they pressed on and the rotates came through.
Yeah, there are a lot of grenades that they could have thrown, right? There was the one to CT. They could have also Molotov the corner that Rain was in, or so. I don't know. Just not sort of a lack of grenades probably costing him a lot that round. It's a bit silly.
I don't know, it seemed a bit weird, especially with the Arsenal they were able to bring into it. That Arsenal, in fact, which mostly has gone over towards Faze now as well. I'll be more than happy to caress those guns for the time being. Tensky will be just testing in sort of apartments, and that's Fox finding MSL at a fairly early stage here. It's a little bit harder, of course. There's a little bit of investment here for Dignitas, of course. A couple nades for Kirby, but Tensky and Rubino want to test Boiler, but the eyes are on him.
Oh, and AZ getting caught just a little bit. Probably hoping that he could cover himself behind the pillar there, but not quite going to happen. And Faze just need to get out of this round without really losing anybody. Just make sure that they all stay alive. Kiyoshima down in the pit. AZ helping out a little bit, and the bombs drop as well. Pistols out, and it will be a flawless round, in fact. AZ picking up the triple kill, and Faze going to be at 2-1 here. So, I mean, obviously a much better start than they were into on Mirage, which started pretty horribly for them. Yeah,
I mean, I'm interested to see here if Kiyoshima, or how, for that matter, he does settle here. You know, his last game on Inferno, on Mirage, playing up fairly close on A and just being in the nastiest spot, I guess you could say. But you see him playing pit there as well, was able to take a backseat to it and then finally get involved. So it's an 8 down mid first for AZ. That's going to leave a mark in the morning. Config down to 3 as well, and again, it's just going to be capitalization off that damage and a very, very quick round.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it? Because now that puts a lot of pressure on Dignitas. They previously had to worry about, you know, what might be going on in the apartments, maybe in middle. Now they have to worry about this potential aggression. We've seen so many teams do it. I think it's a nice way of getting control over them, the game early on, and showing that you're the one setting the pace. And teams already tend to be quite slow on the terrorist side of Inferno. If you start to be aggressive on the CT side, then they're going to be even slower, and that could really work out in your favor.
Australis did a lot to Dignitas last time they played on this particular map as well. A lot of no respect, straight down the mid, and it gave them a lot of rounds, but now AZ again going to continue this trend of aggression, this time into a more board-up team. It actually comes from behind, I believe, was Rubino. Going to be able to pick him up, and it is a bit of a trade there around that alley. Smokes go up as well. That'll mollify any further conflict here as Dignitas still posturing towards A.
But this is all going to be good news for Dignitas. They want that trade early on. And Faze going for a 2-2 setup, which I'm not always a big fan of when you're playing Inferno. If you're in this type of situation, I'd much rather they leave Jacob, or probably Fox, in the B-bomb side, and then have Jacob rotate back. Instead, they've gone for sort of a bit of a setup where Fox is going to be pop flashing out, but once they do, they need information. Otherwise, they're going to be essentially overrun here, and Config getting a kill. MSL will be going down. Great job from Kiyoshima. But you still got to wonder if it's enough. The rotation time is so long. If you run from top banana into the A-bomb site, it's 15 seconds if you run through middle. If you run the other way through CT spawn, it's going to be 20 seconds. So still, they're going to be slow to get here.
And it's that 2 men on B thing as well maybe coming into play. There was no one even remotely rotating while Keo was fighting. It was eventually going to be overrun. Now Kievi back towards Graveyard. And there's never been a win pit, but he's quickly dispatched there as Fox is just going to press on forward with the bomb down. Kievi just has to hold. And Jacob doesn't make it any easier for Faze. He gets the team killers. Confusion reigning supreme. And did get that round.
Oh no! What a way to end that round. That's definitely not great for Faze.
It's very diplomatic.
Not great, yeah. Just trying to keep it low right now. We've been raining hate on Envy earlier on just because they've got the password. You know, they set us up for that one. It was too easy.
It wasn't a great start for them. Didn't end any better, unfortunately. Now, as Fox hoping to erase the awkwardness of that last round quickly as he can, but he'll just be holding up on B and again. Just with the 2 players, and Fox constantly looking for something here. Dignitas have the utility to get themselves in, and conversely, FaZe have the utility to stall this one out, but they've got to get aggressive anyway, and great little pick from Fox will find Rubino, and he'll just leave Jacob behind as well, just in case he's needed close.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they could afford to keep the setup here. Fox is going to be in a position with the... Actually, you know, he's out of flashbang. It's a bit of a shame because what's so great about the setup they had earlier, if someone had come top banana, is that Jacob's going to be taking the first fight. Then he then goes to sort of duck in behind. The flashes are going to come in and he can peek out again, so it becomes really annoying. But right now, the setup is fine for FaZe. When they're a man up, they can afford to do this kind of split. They don't have to cheat anyone over towards the A-bomb side at all.
Yeah, now pressure a little bit more over towards Dignitas here, and MSL, having held the bomb over towards the A side now, is eventually going to come across. Now FaZe, I'm going to throw that smoke in. One from Dignitas caught ahead of that one, and it looked like it might happen, but that's a good flash in, and now Fox gets another one as well, and Jacob in the close spot. It's too easy for these two, and they just completely clean up. Dignitas getting absolutely nothing from that one. Had a couple of rifles even brought into that round, but unfortunately, they're ground to dust.
That's going to reset them so badly. This is almost like a role reversal of what we were seeing on Mirage just now. It's Dignitas winning the pistol and losing 3 rounds, then winning 1 and then losing again. Yeah. So their economy is just all over the place now. They have bought up, which is, I guess, their attempt to try and get a little bit of control of this game, and they're trying to see if they can push top banana right into Jacob, and this is the instant death. The flash follow-up, Rain gone as well. And now they just need 1 smoke, and they will have it. Try and see if they can zone AZ out of here. This is a beautiful round so far, and MSL just running and shooting, flashed and smoked off, and still gets the headshot.
This round is bizarre. Dignitas, again, going to go aggressive. This time it actually pays off somehow, and it's just Fox and Kiyoshima now just going to be backing away. Of course, Fox maintaining the AWP and doesn't want to hand that one over, but Dignitas didn't have such nice guns at the start of this round, mind you. It was very much that Tech9 push that got them over the line and overwhelmed FaZe so easily.
I mean, that's not a round that you can necessarily repeat, which I guess the one sort of downside of it. If you keep rushing banana like that, a lot of the time you're just going to get grenaded and have to run through a Molotov, right? But as a way of getting back in the game, it certainly is pretty good. Fox seems to be on point, and tragically for them, he wasn't at top banana this time. It was a different setup.
Yeah, the one round, I think he went to try and peek mid, and at least Keo is going to get some consolation kills here as well, just going to keep himself alive. So guns maintained and 3 taken away from Dignitas. So not a terrible way to finish that round, but it just didn't start well at all for FaZe. That's it. And like you said, there was no early peek with an AWP down banana, or no presence even at that site. So sure, FaZe can save it, but imagine how much more use it could have had at top of banana.
So the 8th round coming up. Let's see if they are going to keep up the speed. This would be an interesting round for it, because this time FaZe have the full stack towards the A-bomb side. They're sneaking down middle. There's a bit of a risk here for Fox. They're not going to commit too much to it. Backup was quite far away as well. That could have definitely backfired. Apartments control fully here for Dignitas. Jacob is getting some backup from Fox now, so they're going back to that same setup that's been working for a while now.
Yeah, Dignitas will be in a position here where they have to challenge out against Fox at some point if they want to come through, and he is diligently just watching that corner at this stage. Getting up the push, good flash, but it's not going to be enough. Fox will still catch, but it's traded in by MSL, and AZ just around the corner knows he has precious seconds now just to hold on. And in fact, Dignitas are actually pulling away, that they maybe even sniff out the extra man at A, and they're going to maybe pressure down Banana here. Rubino at the front, flash himself through, and Jacob caught with a molly in hand. It's a bit risky, gets the one. Fortunately, will have the trade.
Yeah, he needed more. I mean, he was very much alone here, and you either have to just get the kills or stay alive. Great spray from Rain. And Tensky almost looked like he wanted to take the fight in the middle of that spray. Kirby with a devastating headshot taking down AZ. They have plenty of time right now, Faze, for the retake, and that smoke is so valuable to them at the moment. But Kirby's actually trying to sneak his way through. That's a bit dangerous. MSL is one bullet away from death. 6 HP in the corner, looking for the spray. He needs backup here, and Kirby walking through. He's going to go down. Rain turning around for that one, and it will be a defuse coming through. Kirby actually played that one pretty well, but Rain was just too quick.
Yeah, I mean, a player off in the corner. I don't think there was even any grenades available for Faze to clear that out properly, so that was potentially a very dicey situation for them here, but they're going to get that one back hard forward, and this is very much interesting back and forth between these two teams. No one really getting any rounds put together, and you can see economically that causes an interesting little bit of a trend. It's probably going to be a bit of a quasi force from Dignitas here to see what they can kind of create. A little bit of residual cash, though, for Faze even after this one.
Yeah, they've got just a bit. AZ just going to be grenading out into the middle. MSL is the one with the smokes and the flashbangs. He's already used one of them. Second one going in right now, so maybe trying to pretend that it's the same round. And look at how many people are rotating on over towards Arch. We've got Rain and CT Spawn. If the rest actually go out now, but they're so slow, and I don't know why they would be. By now, obviously, they will realize it's not going to be a top Banana push, and AZ just lining them up nicely. A good little sequence of kills.
Yeah, it was a slightly different spot. We often see some players take just up on the little bit of concrete there, and no time really for Dignitas to respond to that. They had no choice, so that's not going to work out for them. You saw they spent just enough that last round. Decent economy management here that they can actually still buy into some more rifles and keep going, but Faze seem to be able to hold them at arm's length, at least for now. I mean, no one's going to be saying that they're chaining rounds together yet. Dignitas a little bit light on a lot of things. They've got plenty of smokes to work with here, and that's something that, again, Rain, it's always either Rain or Fox just making an early peek in mid, just seeing what you can get and then back away.
Yeah, and you were talking about Fox, and him picking up that kill on Rubino is going to make life so hard again for Dignitas. A little bit of a failed boost coming out, but finally it will be working. Kiyoshima, we've seen him in this position a number of times before. It's not that bad. Can be a one and done sometimes. It depends. Usually you don't want to be trying to replicate that too often. However, I mean, only has to work for this one here is I don't know how much money Dig are going to have to cobble together after it. So Jacob again just going to peek out. Actually going down earlier than maybe we would have thought, but AZ's there to try and clean up a little bit as well. The second spray will ring true. Tensky and Kirby fall in quick succession. And now things are starting to look really dominant for Faze here, and the money for Dignitas is just not going to be there. Even the other rounds, they were doing good damage and they were getting the bomb plant down, so they would sort of continue to build up some money now. There's a lot of money on Faze, and they don't get a bomb plant either, and they don't kill that many people either. This is now starting to sort of pretty heavily go in the favor of Faze.
Yeah, we saw what their T side can look like as well, Faze. Yes, it was against a different scenario, and the context was maybe different with Fnatic, but still they were pretty scary. And Fox consistently is hitting that first shot every single time, and it's always just leaving Dignitas a little bit further behind the 8 ball. And this P250 and Deagle buy into this round might not be yielding too much for them there as well. Tensky just getting slaughtered by that grenade.
That's pretty brutal. But with Jacob there to hold on as well, even if they tried to rush Fox down, probably wouldn't be successful here. Faze don't particularly need to take any kind of a fight in the middle against Kirby. Just leave him be. Spray as Kirby, as Jacob tries to sort of crab walk out of there. Gonna be Rubino and Kirby left.
Yeah, well, there it is. Rubino will eventually fall to Fox there as well. And Dignitas definitely not a team that's afraid to go aggressive or just to try and really get in your face. But I feel like Faze have wised up a little bit to it, especially on this map. Mirage, I think they crumbled a lot under the aggression from Dignitas here as well, but it's a different situation for them right now, and whatever reason, whether it's different map or different mindset for Faze, I mean, Kiyoshima's got kills here, which is a big difference, of course, and the money really starting to trickle in for Faze quite comfortably here. And I don't know, do you go for something different? Do they try and play maybe less aggressive or a more measured approach required?
They should know a lot about how Faze is setting up just by whether or not they're finding Fox at top Banana, and this time they didn't, so I would say that should be an indication to them that now something else is up, right? Jacob alone over there is what this is the setup that we were seeing earlier. They do have a really strong presence in the apartments here, but Kevy's still going to win the fight, and there's the follow-up. Fox going down. Config helping out a little bit, and Kevy somehow getting the fight against Kyoshima too. What a horrible way to start around here for Faze.
Config and Kevy are fairly low, and AZ's still in a position to do some work now. Obviously, he's revealed himself, but Config is very, very low in that pit. It's just a wayward shot from AZ. There'll be enough to get the kill, but Config had himself the AWP. It's one shot. It's all he needed. And now Jacob, the bonus for him here is that the bomb is not yet planted. Unlikely that Dignitas have got any capacity to pull out of this site, so he'll be able to set his feet. He's got a Molotov here and a flash to work with, and of course that kit, but we'll still have 3 players to get through, albeit 2 of them being low, but Jacob fancies himself just to back away from this.
Yeah, they would have to make a big mistake to allow him to get back in the round. I mean, I don't think he realizes how low Jerry and Config are. I'm not sure it matters either.
Yeah.
Again, if they try to hunt him and sort of he could make it a 1v2, I think he'd probably go for it. But 1v3 is just not a good idea. It was an interesting round though, because Dignitas essentially made the wrong call to go and fight in apartments. They still came out on top, and that can happen. I mean, Counter-Strike is not. It's not, you know, such a set game that it's all about whether or not you choose the wrong bomb site, right? That was just individual, you know, performance coming out of Config and Kiev, and that won them the round.
Fox wasn't even fully flashed by that first flash grenade thrown in apartments, but it was enough to put him off or put him away from the shot. And I think it was Config or Kevy, whichever one, just kept spraying at that corner, just waiting for him to re-peek again as well. And you can tell they caught Faze a little bit off guard there. Whether they knew or not that Fox was going to be in a weird spot like that, it didn't seem to matter. And yeah, I mean, and Jacob as well, saving that last round. He personally didn't have a lot of money, so reasonable for him not even to bother going for that one for multiple reasons.
It's obviously easier for us to see what's happening here on the Faze side, but there are 2 setups at the B-bomb side. There's one where Fox is there, and then Jacob's always there. And then there's one where it's just Jacob. So as soon as they identify that Fox is up here, it should tell them something. I mean, even if you don't have the minimap like we do, it's obviously easier, but you still, when you've been playing this much, you should have a sort of a decent idea of what's going on. And Fox is going to get that kill. They will be taking out Rain as a follow-up, so that's pretty good for Dignitas here. It looks like they're going to speed up behind it.
Yeah, Config was blazing a trailer nade there as well, but he's going to come back towards Banana and assist with his push now as Fox again. He'll be able to get one at least to get away. I think he's going to tag onto the second, but MSL is quick to get the trade on that one. Config on the top straight on down as well. Going to get AZ a bit toasty, but it's not really going to stop him for the most part as Jacob more than happy to continue pushing in on towards this side, and Kevy can't even hold against him either. Is Config not in the best spot for this one either, to be fair, up against 3. And the smoke in his way as well is going to make it that much more frustrating. However, he's going to pick onto this defuser, but the spray is not going to yield any results, and it will be the defuser phase, and they keep Jacob alive as well, despite what I thought he was being inches from death there.
I'm shocked that he didn't get the angle there, because that's actually very, very possible. That was some smart thinking from Kiev, or sorry, from Config, but I don't know why that didn't connect.
No,
because you're not covered by anything at that point. So. Big round from Faze. I think that was actually Dignitas' round to really get back in the game. Now, there's a very strong chance we could finish 11-4 here, and Faze would be very satisfied with that scoreline, I think.
No doubt about it. Especially if we get to see any of the proclivities on the T side that we saw last night. I'm generally looking forward to that, especially up against a team that, for all intents and purposes, appears to be more drilled here. But Dignitas haven't been able to read the signs in these last few rounds, or maybe exploit, you know, the knowledge of what Faze's setup looks like with Fox at B or at A, or maybe just, yeah, haven't read that for the most part, as they actually challenge him there and Fox misses the shot. So as a Dignitas player on the other side of Banana getting a new lease on life, at least for this round. Bit
of shame that no one really challenged Rain in the middle there, because if... Ooh, Fox, again... Wow. You were saying this earlier, Mitch, that Fox has just been doing a really good job with that stuff. But if Rain had been the first to engage, then they would have probably not thought that was Rain. They would have thought it was Fox. And then they would have walked on to Banana and got killed. But it worked out anyway. Now they're trying to wrap around towards the A-bomb side. But the bomb's still very far back here. So are they all going to just run back? Or are they actually going to try and just take it back towards Archway here?
Fox or Jacob, either one taking their sweet time and getting towards this side. I guess not enough information going towards Faze about the position that Dignitas here, but they're able to trade for it the most part. But Rain, that still leaves him in a 1v2 situation for the next few moments here. The flash just to stall him. He gets himself in a pit, potentially undetected. No, Rubino got a glimpse of him, but Rain Well, he only needs a glimpse to get that kill. 10-4 for Faze here. And yeah, Dignitas definitely seem to be struggling. I don't really know where their heads are at or what their mindset is indicating to them, aside from what we see on the minimap and through game. But another really very unsuccessful push. And Rubino as well, as a workhorse for Dignitas. Not often to see him struggling so much to make an impact.
No, he's definitely having a really rough time. I do agree that he's generally quite consistent, but another push coming in here to top Banana, and they've got the Molotov out. They've got Jacob there, the AK just chewing through the whole team, and this is going to be a disaster. The grenade follow-up, they walk right onto it. Jacob's still in that corner. He finally dies, but it's way too late.
Yeah, Dignitas try again that little the pistol push on towards B. Last time it worked out famously, actually, but this time as well, having Jacob tucked around the corner, able to spray down. If you can see it coming, normally you can deal with it, and that was an awkward end to an awkward round, especially if you're a Dignitas fan. And 11-4, again, such a 180 from the last game we saw, where Faze, for all intents and purposes, just seemed shaky and, well, struggling to hit their shots, to say the least.
Yeah, a bit weird. It seemed like because the setup was, there are so many ways, obviously, to sort of vary your CT side setup, and I would actually say the key to being a good CT team on this map is to be able to sort of keep the terrorists guessing. But FaZe had two setups basically at the beginning of each round, right? So that should be possible for MSL to sort of say, well, how does this work out, and how can we exploit it? And once, like, knowing is half the battle, right? Not quite going to be good enough. Tensky, a bit of aggressive push into apartments. Does spot a lot of people. So that in itself is valuable. Now they need to put an end to it. And they're pushing up from B. Look at this roll rotation coming in. Rubino going to be taking out Jacob. It's a great start here for Dignitas. Yeah,
Rubino tripling his frags from the entire game, actually, in this round alone. Fox is going to fall, and MSL just pressing forward. From the very beginning, Dignitas had pressed 3 people straight down Banana as well, regardless of what they saw from Faze. And, well, straight up mid. Easy enough there as well for the pistol, and that's the very bare minimum at this stage, Anders, that they want to be getting.
Yeah.
Very clean for them, though, as well. I mean, no one took any damage even. It doesn't get any cleaner than that.
Yeah, it's, that run into apartments is so smart because it's pretty low risk. I think the most that can happen, unless there is some sort of god AWP player on the other side, the worst that could happen is someone pre-throws a grenade there and you run into that. But most of the time, all that's going to happen is you make a quick jump as you get past the window and you can see if anyone is down there. It'll give you some good information. So even just to be able to tell your teammates on, say, Banana, I'm not seeing anyone second mid. Be aware, you know, something could be up. Wow, this is going to be a fast round. Yeah, it looks like Faze already got very, very close up here as well, just trying to press out from apartments. But Kirby is going to slap it on down. Say no thank you. But Rain has already got him from library side now, but Kirby will continue just to spray down. But there's 80 again, those Tech 9s hitting home. There's been a rifle recovered now as well, and Kirby for the moment is on his own. He's going to get overwhelmed by AZ now as well. The reinforcements may not have been quick enough. MSL gets cut down, and Config is all on his own. Yeah, the bomb's not down yet, and there's opportunities for him here, but there's 2 rifles. He's dealing with both Faze players are armored, and that bomb should be planted in a few moments, or are they just going to hold it? Yes, it's AZ and Pit with that one. So he's not going too far, and that's a round that Faze had no business winning, really, with the pistol rush on towards A, giving them the goods. It's almost unreal. I'm quite sure that if Config had known that the bomb was in Pit, he would have played that very, very differently, right? But he obviously doesn't, so he ends up walking in. It's a good position for Rain, so yeah. Faze stealing a round, just like they did in the first half. And all the guns, like we said, pretty much go over to them. Don't have to be supplemented to too great a degree here. Obviously, Fox and Kyo get themselves some AKs, and Config and MSL already just fairly forward positions now down Banana, but not going to see a whole lot. Rain might give him something, and he got something in return. It's a bullet to the brain, and now Config and MSL again are going to continue to aggressively push down this one. Kyo will be there as more of a backstop than anything, but in the meantime, Dignitas can gain position a little bit over towards apartments. Kyo's going to win that one, though, as well, and that one blew up in Dignitas' face. So pretty good start here. And losing Rain, obviously, is one of the best players on the team. A little bit frustrating, but they should be able to throw that rifle away just to make sure that no one can pick it up in case anyone ever comes back here. And Dignitas, they don't really have the rounds to play this game with. Like, they need it to have a perfect start to the second half, and already now it's getting so close that FaZe should be able to grind out the rounds here.
credit to Faze as well, respected Dignitas' ability to be at that B side in time. They actually slowed up. They just took their foot off the gas for a moment inside Banana and waited it out. Now Rubino's going to get a bit of information on the other side of that smoke, but no real damage done as he's going to have to come back through from Ruins. And in the meantime, Faze can essentially set up on this side, and Rubino may go to schools, may even try and get a bit of a freaky angle up on this one as well. He's just going to bide his time. There's literally Jacob above him who just sees him there as well, or did he? Either way, gets the finish, and now Tensky through from CT. It's a fully locked down site for Faze, and that mess up on the anti-eco really hurting Dignitas now.
Yeah, Jacob getting so excited he wanted to go and hunt for the last frag. Maybe no real reason to, but again, hard for him to steal the AK here. Tensky, though, pretty good position he's got here. Gonna catch a second player off guard, so oh wow, Tensky making this so expensive. I don't even think if he had a kid it would make a difference, but AZ gonna close out the round still. That was obviously just a pretty silly way for Faze to lose for 3 rifles.
Yeah, especially at a point where their economy is by no means stabilized. They can at least still buy up into this round, but again, it's still shaky footing for them. And Dignitas, well, while they can, they're going to try and exploit that, I guess, to a greater degree. Thanks for that, the wasted flash out the map. But yeah, Tensky is going to be on that scout for this one. A CZs and a Desert Eagle here as well. What can Tensky do? Jacob already very low after that peak.
Yeah, nice little almost drive-by with the scout there. 13-5 being the scoreline here, and Faze, I mean, for them to not be able to close out the last 3 rounds here. Again, we talked a little bit about this when we were watching on Mirage, and you have to be able to do this if you're a top team. Just you have such a big buffer that it should eventually be working. Kiyoshima picking up a good kill. He's been struggling a lot in these 2 matches as well, but this time he's taking it on himself to clear out top Banana with no real backup, so maybe a little bit scary here. The bomb is also behind him, so it's going to end up going down. If they kept pushing, they couldn't control the bomb, but they would at least have had some good info to go off of.
Variations of pace there by the Dignitas duo over at B. And Rubino smoke clears at the perfect time now as well, and he gets another one as well. Jacob falls down, and it's just back and forth, especially on these anti-ecos, and Fox will find himself on his own and essentially surround that out as well. Kirby just gave him a bit of a love tap. It's going to make him think twice about pushing around the corner here. And yeah, like we said, Faze's economy by no means solidified here. Fox would rather not give this gun up at this stage, I dare say, as it's going to be a bit of an average round for them after. Yeah, I mean, interesting how Dignitas worked on Banana there as well. You see that Kyo also was kind of kept in the dark about the pattern of aggression coming out from Dignitas. They'd come forward, they'd get Rain, I think it was, they come back, and, you know, Kyo didn't really want to leave, but he wasn't sure if he wanted to stay either, and he just caught in between and completely nullified, I guess, the presence of Faze towards B.
I think it's just like a psychological thing. You just traded the first kill, but you're thinking, well, I have armor and a rifle, I could do better than trade, and then you keep fighting for no good reason. I mean, trading is fine at this point in time. Just throw away the rifle that's dropped on the floor, pick up the other one, and run away. Now, they've gone for a pistol armor buy up here, and looks like they want to be real aggressive on top Banana again.
Sacks do a fair bit of work. It was config to go quite low there. Faze sparing no expense in terms of grenades to try and get it done, but unfortunately they are out of those HEs for the moment. And Marcel seems comfortable enough to head back towards the top of Banana and just spray on through. He gets one already. Kiyoshima head getting knocked clean from his shoulders. In the meantime, the rest of Dignitas can take fire, put their feet up as Tensky and Kirby just chill at the side. And AZ, though, can overwhelm. Config gets traded out almost immediately here. So Faze have presence. Rubino forced to rush over, but he's going to be kept out from this one. A bit of spray won't catch anyone. And Faze, by the looks of things, should at least have a plant.
Yeah. Oh, only the fish got caught by that one.
Peter will not be happy.
No, it's very tragic, isn't it? They do have... Oh, they actually already used it, so no Molotov still in play. They have 2 smokes here, so for the defuse and also obviously for Banana, going to be pretty good to have those 2 smokes in play here. Dignitas need this retake. I mean, Faze shouldn't have even got this close. The flashes they threw at top Banana weren't even all that good. They still just got the kills, which is a bit ridiculous. And Jacob going to go for the shot down there. Rubino going down. Kirby has to walk through the smoke. There's no smoke covering him, though, and Jacob looking for his second kill here. Trying to see if he could get it. He ends up being dropped, and now it's a 2-1-2, but they don't have a kit currently, and there's just no time. Rain, there's the kill. No. Easy. And Kirby can't do a single thing. 14 rounds of Faze.
Making those cheeky little peeks in afterplant situations when you're holding as a terrorist, sometimes you're either a hero or a zero if they work out. Yeah. You saw how the Dignitas player, I'm not sure who it was, actually got completely caught out by that push from Dark Corner, and that was all they needed. That just gave them the time, and again, back and forth, these teams just trying to break each other's economies, and the result is a very weird buy for Dignitas, and a somewhat more normal one here for Faze with Keo on the UMP. Again, they're looking pretty good into this one. Kirby's the man with all the utility at the moment, and only one of 2 kits here, so this first few moments will be interesting as Kirby getting aggressive here in apartments with the AK.
Oh, and, well, this is a good idea, but he just gets rocked by AZ. We did see the pre-grenade actually coming out this time. It just didn't do too much damage, but good follow-up here from Rubino, taking down Jacob and trying for the mid-air spray with the FAMAS. A bit adventurous. The bomb is getting in here, and they got to be real careful. If Rubino gets the shot, and he almost does, Fox nearly goes down. MSL will die, but that was the bomb on Fox there. It
was quite clever from Rubino there as well, just trying to change his position using the fringes of the smoke at least to get the first pick. And now Config coming back in towards apartments. Again, it's trade. Faze have at least been able to do that, and that gives them the man advantage at this stage. But Rubino, time and time again, Dignitas players are stepping into apartments and just coming up behind people. Now AZ, he's in the 1v1. Rubino gets the corner. He had the AK picked up as well. None of these rounds are going the way they should at all. None of the last 3 or 4 have gone in the way that anyone would realistically and reasonably predict.
No, I mean, Faze are also, they're not slowing down at all, you know. Once they're in a 3-on-3 and they have the bomb still in control, what is the rush with just, you know, fighting all over the place? Just try and chill out for a moment and wait, because Dignitas were obviously being very aggressive, so that's fine if you're on the T side. Just let them come, essentially.
Wow. I'm not sure if they can hear you, Anders. Faze is going to be coming forward again. Rain looks for the 1 dig, and he gets it. Rubino, no idea what hit him there. And this has already drawn Kirby forward as well. A little bit of nervousness, perhaps, is that's definitely one way to open up proceedings here in a round like this. Is already going to have MSL rotating across here. For whatever reason, Dignitas seem convinced that Faze are deadly intent on hitting this A side. And I think it was Jacob there as well. Might be caught. Is Kirby going to push it towards Boiler and get that one now backing away, but might be caught there. Again, trading in, but it's Faze with the player advantage. MSL gets the spray down, the bomb is loose now. Intensity with a decent vantage, but he's been spotted out already. And AZ smashes him into next Tuesday, and now MSL, oh dear, he's caught out by the smoke now. At least he has the bomb though, that's something to be sitting on. With Config applying pressure from mid, that's definitely with a chance here, but time and time again, this aggression blowing up in whichever team's face is trying to use them, and Keo gets the finish with the Deagle. Stunning round from him, 2 kills from 2 Deagle shots. And that's match point for Faze, and I don't even know what I'm watching.
They just need to not buy rifles, it seems. Every time they force, they just make it work. There was a really unfortunate moment there where I think Kirby is holding Archway corner, and whoever's running back towards him, I can't remember if it was Tensky or someone else, but they're running back towards the Archway to get away from Boiler.
Yeah.
And he actually he runs away back in the exact same line that Kirby wants to shoot at, so they can't even help each other out. So that was just really weird. I think if he had been hugging the wall instead, then they would have been fine. Kirby would have taken that shot and would have all worked out. So that was a bit silly. But 15-7 here, and Kiyoshima, who seems to have come alive in this in the last round, getting a good shot in. I may have cursed in there. Walks right in the config.
Yeah, I mean, at least though as well, it's definitely been an improvement for him over that previous game as well. And who knows why, but this is Faze again. The T side has been looking really good, and in fact, they've been making a lot happen with not a lot. But this time, they have everything they need, and they're going to make it count. It's a smoke steal at B, which has actually given Rubino time to get there. Faze haven't really shown a desire to push past it yet, with AZ especially still lurking over towards the middle of the map. It's reasonable to think they'll eventually come forward, and this is interesting because Tensky and Kirby have tried to cheat over to A, thinking that Faze is slowing up the game means that they're rotating through. It is the case, but Tensky then starts to second-guess himself and goes back. And he doesn't know where to put himself as Faze still just AZ testing at A.
Oh, he bashes himself and gets killed for it. That was not exactly great. Now the other 3 members here of Faze walking right into the rest of Dignitas. Rubino in the corner. Are they going to fully check it? They will. And that's going to seal the deal. There's no coming back from this from Kirby.
Yeah, no, stunning stuff from Faze there as well. A little bit of a mess up there, of course. I think it was for AZ earlier on, but Kirby, it's all on him, really, at this stage. And the bomb is ticking on away. He just backing away for the moment. Just going to have to go for it. It's got Jacob on the right, Fox on the left. Rain up in front, and unfortunately it's Jacob to get the finish on him. No chance for Dignitas to bring it back there. And these 2 teams split at 1-1 here. Faze living up, I guess, to expectations at least.